Hello and welcome to another repair video with Mr. Box Office Studios Kenya. Today we have a look at the HOLLYLAND Mars 400 Pro. It has a broken cold shoe and you can see it's very loose and it makes it very hard to use when it's mounted on the camera. It should be firm and ideal for handheld motions. So to get into your unit, all you need to do is take out the 4 hex screws. That is what holds the body together. You need a hex screwdriver, and this is how the unit looks like. There we have the fan connector, power connector, and the antenna that you need to unplug from the motherboard to take it apart. This is the second half of the HOLLYLAND, and that is where the cold shoe is anchored. As you can see, we have 2 broken screws, and that is where the problem is. When it falls, the 2 screws break and we have a not so stable anchor point. So the most challenging bit of it is taking out the second half of the screw that is launched into the body. But with a bit of elbow grease you can get those out. If you have a power drill, even better, but make sure to be careful not to damage the threading on the body. So what we need to do is get out the broken half of the screw like that, and when we replace it with another full screw, we should get a stable connection. This is the top half of the broken screw that is mounted on the tuner. So we need to take that out and replace it. Like so. So what I did, I just recovered a screw from one end of the motherboard and transferred it to the other corner. And just like that, we should have a stable anchor point for the cold shoe. So you need to put back the tuner carefully. This tuner is very tricky because if you misalign it, it will connect and that will cause trouble. It needs to align with the pins as it was, because if you misalign them, you can cause some short circuiting, and that is very dangerous. So hence, after you're done, plug back in your antenna. If you forget to do this, you will have very bad signal dropouts, if any. So this is a broken screw. So I just swapped the 2 screws. The broken screw still works on the other end, where I recovered the screw that anchored the cold shoe. So I just swapped those 2 screws and that solved the problem. So plug back in your antenna. Then plug back in your power connector and the fan connector. Some forget the fan connector. If you don't plug in the fan, your unit will overheat and that can cause some serious damage. So plug back in the fan connector and let's see if the unit works. Let's power it on and see if it works. As you can see, the cold shoe is very stable. So when I powered it back on, the unit did not boot. And that was because I forgot to plug in the OLED screen display cable to the motherboard. But I later found that out and I plugged it back in and it now turns on. And we have a nice working HOLLYLAND transmitter. So if you need a HOLLYLAND transmitter repaired, you can send it to us. The email is below. See you on the next one.